So, is this a movie, or is it just a series of videos, or an interactive special? Well, I consider it the length of a movie, if you put all the videos together, and it isn't just separate episodes. It's one video that connects to a larger story that stands on its own. I think it counts as a movie, which means I can talk about it. I'm so glad I made this stand. Anyways, April 4th was the release date of In Space With Markiplier. Markiplier's third foray into the making his own Choose Your Adventure video, as far as I know. The first being his own experimental sub-budget project being A Date With Markiplier, which I wouldn't consider that movie considering its length if you put all the videos together. But his real first movie, I guess, in the Choose Your Own Adventure genre, or his first movie in general, I don't know, it was a YouTube original movie in 2019. YouTube original movies. Remember, remember when YouTube wanted to have exclusive content on YouTube Red? Actually, remember when YouTube Premium was called YouTube Red? YouTube has allowed their YouTube original projects, as far as I know, to be free now, such as with the Do Perfect documentary from 2020, but I'm getting off track. Anyways, again, these movies are written and directed by Mark Fischbach, a YouTuber who is well known for making his gaming videos, which I don't watch because I'm honestly not really into videos with dudes just playing video games, minus a few exceptions. But I do respect him for his philanthropy and legitimate talents such as singing. I'm surprised he doesn't do it more often. What I do watch from him is his scripted work or sketches, such as his first Choose Your Own Adventure type film in 2019, A Heist with Markiplier, and now the sequel in 2022. This time in space because, space! As per usual of his Choose Your Own story videos, the story is presented in a literal first-person perspective, which is meant to be the viewer from his/her perspective, like if he or she was really there, I guess. This time, you, or me, you, whatever, are the captain of your own ship called the Invincible 2, designed by your second-in-command Markiplier. You are the captain of a ship of crew members and future colonists trying to find a new planet to colonize. But on your way to find a planet, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You must find a way to fix all the ship's problems before the ship goes down, and hopefully without any casualties along the way. But if that wasn't bad enough, things aren't what they seem. I'm going to do my best to make this as spoiler-free as possible, but for the sake of making sense, sometimes in the story you might die if it fails. So you come back to life to try again. Maybe you'll make the right choice this time, but once again, things aren't what they seem to be, as it looks like the universe is glitching itself out. Things are out of place. What is happening? Well, that's for you to find out, and maybe you'll be able to understand because I still don't. So unlike the previous movie, A Heist with Markiplier, things are less straightforward, literally, where there you could choose separate paths that lead to 30 plus different endings, one of them the true ending. Here paths interlock with each other, and it's unclear what's the actual story, which is both better and worse, I guess. I'll say this, because when I saw the video for the first time, I saved every single crew member except for Markiplier, and I thought I was doing everything correctly since that was the setup and goal given to me, but that's not the ending. Sometimes something else pops up showing me that nothing else makes sense. I was really confused since it said I did several things I never did, which lead to, without spoilers, a confusing connected story where apparently in many paths when you die trying to save your crew, you broke space and time or something like that. Some claim on purpose, others by accident, so you rewatch the video to find out more. It's somewhat effective, makes this somewhat more intriguing than the other movie, but way more confusing and honestly less fun. My biggest problem with this movie is that it's just not as funny as A Heist with Markiplier. Which, the humor in that wasn't great. It's meant for kids more than adults. Some would argue it's for all ages, considering some curse words, I guess. But if I had to choose a category, I would go for kids. But it was fun to see the separate paths, since while you don't actually do the heist, yeah, you don't control the heist, you control how you escape after stealing the MacGuffin. And sure, here you are in space, but it's really hard to follow even when I do watch the other paths I could take, I guess. What I didn't know, though, was this was meant to be a part 1, with part 2 coming out in May, and only a day or two later, now the movie is called In Space with Markiplier, part 1. So I'm not judging it as a part 1, okay? I'm judging it on its own, since that's what I was thinking it would be going into it. And if you argue that's the twist, I'm thinking of it as a part 1, I'm thinking of it as its own thing. And with it being less funny and way more confusing, it's honestly not as entertaining. The other movie, whatever, had adventures with pirates, cannibals, zombies, a prison break where they sang a song about how it's great to be in prison, which is probably not good for kids. I do have more positive things to say about, this movie, though. The production design is better than I thought, considering it's a YouTuber in space, so should I be wrong expecting less going into it? The acting is good, ranging from cameos from other YouTubers I like and professionals hired with major roles in the story. It definitely felt like this one took itself more serious than it should have been, considering its demographic, but I appreciate the effort, since it does show, and while not perfect like I said, it does work for the story to be interesting, just not satisfactory when, by the end, since you'll be either confused or you did watch every video to get an understanding. I still don't, just to be told you'll have to wait for a part 2, and I don't know if this really needed to be a 2-part. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but like the Fear Street trilogy, I'm not judging it based on it being a trilogy of movies. I'm judging each movie as is. That's why they are movies, not a TV series. And this isn't a show, it's a movie, as I proclaim. Regardless, there is entertainment enough and enough laughs as well to work for it to be an alright time in the end. That maybe doesn't work in the long run, or maybe part 2 will prove me wrong. I'll wait to find out. Right now, I don't really need to tell you to go watch this. It's free on YouTube. It's up to you to watch it. I just think the movie's alright, where I enjoyed it, I'm glad I watched it, but once I've seen literally everything from it, and the end result just being alright, I don't need to see this again to know where I'll stand with my opinion. Maybe part 2 will prove me wrong, but right now I'm fine with what I'm going to give it as a score, and I'm fine with what I said. I give In Space with Markiplier a 6.5 out of 10.